Hello everyone, in this video I'll be solving Cambridge IGCSE Information and Communication Technology paper 3 for October-November 2024. You have been supplied with the following source files. So we have the source files here. Task 1 evidence document. We have to prepare an evidence document, create a new word process document with your candidate details and save as N24 evidence. So I have opened a new Word document. Insert your candidate details in the header. You can give your name, center number, and candidate number. And save this as N24 evidence in your folder. Followed by your center number and candidate number. So now we'll be doing task 2 spreadsheet. Open and examine the file N24 hits.csv. So this is the file N24 hits. Rows 9 to 38 show the number of hits on or visits to each web page during a 24-hour period. The number of hits for each hour are stored in columns F to AC. So from columns F to AC, you can see the number of visits to a web page is shown in each hour for the 24 hours here. Place your name, sender number, and candidate number on the left in the header. So go to Insert, Header and Footer. On the left side, you have to place your name, center number, and candidate number. Place the text created on, followed by a space, then the automated date on the right in the header. So on the right side, you have to type created on, a space, then automated date. So select current date. Current date. Save the spreadsheet as the file with the file name hits followed by your sender number and candidate number. So the header and footer is done. So go to view normal to view the page in the normal. Now save as hits followed by your sender number and candidate number. And it should be saved as Excel workbook. Format all rows in 9 to 38 to be center line. So select the rows 9 to 38. It should be center aligned. On Home tab, you can make it center aligned. Format rows 1 to 8 of the spreadsheet to look like this. So you have to make sure cells A1 to F1 and D3 to E3 are merged. So A1 to F1 merge. A1 to F1 should be merged and D3 to E3. D3 to E3 also should be merged. The text in row 1 is 24 point. So this should be 24. Place Now we need to do the formatting here. All these are right aligned. This text is bold. Now this one is also right aligned. These two are center aligned. These headings are bold. And center aligned. Now in row 8, all these are center aligned and bold. Increase the width of the row. And these text it should be vertically aligned also in the middle. Now these 4 cells must be wrapped text. Now let's arrange it. So the formatting is done. Place a replicable formula in cell B9 to calculate the number of hits for the web page 40173 during the 24-hour period. So in cell B9, we have to find the number of hits. So these are the number of hits for each hour. So for the 24-hour period, you need to calculate the total. So for that, equal to sum of all these values. Now you can close the bracket. So this is the formula, sum of F9 to AC9. Next, place a replicable formula in cell C9 to calculate the average number of hits per hour for this web page. So we have to use an average function. Average. The same cells need to be selected. So this is the required formula. Place a replicable formula in cell D9 using the nested if functions to display the text from cells D4, D5 or D6 when the content of cell C9 is greater than the traffic threshold. So here you can see the traffic thresholds are shown. For high, it should be greater than 400. For medium, it should be greater than 250. And for low, it is greater than, or for all other cases, it is low. Below 250, it will be low. So we have to use a NIF function to show these levels or thresholds, high, medium, or low in traffic level. And we need to compare it with the contents of C9. That means the average value. So we'll be using an if function equal to if if this value is greater than, if it is greater than 400, you need to display high. So if it is greater than 400, you can select this cell. That means it will display the contents of cell D4, comma. We have two more conditions. So we have to start another if again C9 greater than 250. If it's greater than 250, then we have to display medium. Otherwise, so we have already checked these two conditions. If it's greater than 400, we'll display medium. If it's greater than 250, we'll display medium. And then, so in all other cases, or in the else case, we have to display this value, D6. Now we have used two if functions, so close two brackets here because it's a nested if. So now you can see high is shown here. Now place a replicable formula in cell E9 to look up the rate for this traffic level and multiply it by the total number of hits for the web page. So this is the rate is shown here. So we can use this table to look up the value. So equal to, we look up, the lookup value will be the traffic level. So this is the lookup value. The table array will be this complete table. And the table should be absolute because we will be replicating it. Column index number is 3. It is in the third column. So this is our table, this complete table, and the data we need or the rate is in the third column. So the column index is 3. And the range lookup is 0 for the exact match. Okay. So we got the revenue. It should be multiplied by, so multiplied by the total number of hits. Yeah. Enter. So we got the revenue here. Replicate the formula entered in steps 3 to 6 for all web pages. So now we can replicate this. Now this one, when you are replicating this, we have only C9 will be relative here. All other values are constant for each one. So E4 must be absolute. You have to make it absolute by adding the dollar sign. And D4 also absolute. E5, D5 and D6, all of them are absolute because it needs to be fixed for all, or it remains constant. Even when you change the websites, these values are constant. Now you can replicate this. In this formula, we have already made this value, the table absolute, so you can replicate this. Format cells E9 to E38 as currency in dollars to 2 decimal places. E9 to E38. So right click, currency, format cells, currency. You have to select dollar with 2 decimal place. Place a replicable formula in cell B4 to count the number of web pages with high traffic. So we need to find the number of web pages with high traffic. show the result here. We need to count how many times high appears in this column and show it here. So it should be a count if formula. Count if the range and criteria. So the range is this column. Range means the column from which you need to count. So this is the range. And since it needs to be replicated, the range will be constant for all values. Let's make it absolute. And the criteria is, here we have to find the high traffic. So the criteria should be high. So you can select this cell. Give OK. So we got the number of high traffic, pages with high traffic. Now you can replicate this for medium and low traffic. Save your spreadsheet. Print only cells A1 to F38 showing the formula. Make sure that the printout is in portrait orientation. Row and column headings are displayed. A1 to F38. So A1 to F38. Go to File, Print. We need to show the formula. So Formulas, Show Formula. Now make sure everything fits. Select A1 to F38. Go to File, Print. It should be Portrait. The row and column headings should be shown. So go to Page Setup, Sheet, Row and column headings. The contents are fully visible. So we have already made the contents visible. Now you can print this. Next, apply conditional formatting to cells D9 to D38. So remove the formula now. D9 to D38. So this is D9 to D38. We have to apply conditional formatting. So on Home tab, conditional formatting, highlight cell rules equal to a green background if the cell contains high. So if it is high, green background. So you can type here high. Click here and go for custom format. Fill, it should be green color. Give OK. OK. Now orange background if the cell contains medium. So again conditional formatting, highlight cell rules equal to medium, custom format, orange color. Give OK. Next, red color if it is low. So equal to low, red background. Give OK. Make sure that the text in each cell is clearly visible. Take a screenshot of your method, making sure the formatting, set and range of cells are clearly visible. Place this screenshot in your evidence document. So to show the conditional formatting settings. You select these cells. On conditional formatting, go to manage rules. So the cell settings and the cell ranges will be shown here. You can take the screenshot from here. Now this has to be placed in the evidence document. This is step 11. So we can give step 11 evidence. So this is the required evidence. Change the font color of cells F8 to AC38 to white so that the contents of these cells are not visible. F8 to, so this is F8 to AC38. That means all these cells. Change the text color to white so it's not visible. Print only columns A to F inclusive showing the values. So all columns from A to F you have to print. Make sure the printout fits on a single page. It is portrait orientation. Row and column headings are not displayed. The contents of all cells except those cells where the font color is white are fully visible. So all the contents should be visible. Make sure these values are currency, format cells, currency, $sign. It should be 4 decimal place as given in the question. So let's select the cells A to F38. We need to print all these values. So go to File, Print. It's portrait orientation. Row and column headings should not be visible. So go to Page Setup, Sheet, remove row and column headings. Make sure only the cells which are selected will be printed. So print selection. Then to make sure the page fits on one page, click on no scaling and fit sheet on one page. So this is the required printout. So this is the end of the spreadsheet task. Next one is the web page, which will be done in another video. Thank you for now.